Honor and respects. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. So I just got the Spellcaster'S tarot, and I bought it on, I think I bought it in Amazon.com. It cost me like $22. So I'm just gonna open the box and show you the cards, and then after I see all the cards quietly, I'm gonna be quiet. Give you my final verdict on this deck. Okay, it's called the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquise, and it is published by Llewellyn. So let me get this open, and let me check out what's inside. Okay, I said I was going to be quiet, but I just want to say that I enjoyed the way that the box closes and has that magnet there. Okay, and when you open it, you get this book, okay, and then let me see if I can pull it out. And there's the tarot deck. Now, before I go into the deck, if you've never read tarot, I mean, this is just a basic. It doesn't really explain what were the inspiration behind each card. So what it gives you, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Push this to the side. What it gives you is just a quick interpretation of each card. Interpretation, a reversed, forward, and then a magical, which I don't use. But nothing really on what were the inspirations behind the deck. So and it really doesn't go into the symbolism used for each card. So I understand the tarot deck, that's fine with me, but if you don't know much of the symbolism, this is just like one of those little booklets that you get with any tarot deck. Okay, it's a nice little cute little book, but I mean, I don't really use my magical uses, I mean, I guess, but I just use them for reading. So anyways, I'm just gonna quietly this time just show you the cards. But honestly, if you've never read a tarot deck and you don't know the symbolism behind the cards, or you want to, this book really doesn't go into it. This is a Rider-Waite clone, okay, which is a form of deck that I like to use. Okay, so I love the box. I like the way that the box closes. And it's got that clasp. Okay, now let me show you the cards. So I know that I said that I was not gonna speak during the review of this deck, but let me tell you something. I have been reading a tarot for 29 years this October. My first deck was a Rider-Waite 29 years ago this October, or that October, and I have had many decks in those 29 years, always searching for that glimpse of like that wow when I first bought that first deck, and I've given many away. I've kept a few, given many away. This one, let me tell you something. I am completely blown away by the art. But anyway, let me stop talking about myself, and let me just show you the deck. This is the back of the cards, and you're going to see a compass round, and right there you're going to see a bird. Yeah, it's a little bird, and that would represent the element of air and east. Right here's a fox. The fox would be, I guess, south, the element of fire. Then you have a fish to represent water, the west, and then you have, what is that, a squirrel, and a squirrel would represent north. Okay, I guess the earth. So let me just show you the cards. Okay, right here, this is, I'm just gonna go like this. This is the Fool. Okay, I wish you could see how beautiful these cards are. I mean, they just look so realistic. It is a Rider-Waite clone, but it has a traditional witchcraft, pagan feel to it. But what I love about it, first of all, it has no borders. Okay, I love that it has no borders. It doesn't bother me if cards have borders or not, but when it's art like this, you just want to see, you don't want to be distracted by the borders. So the faces look realistic. This is the Fool. And what I like, traditionally, you're going to see a little dog on the Fool. But here, the Fool is holding a staff like all the Fools. And there's a serpent on that staff. And he's walking. You're going to see the sun above and the moon. So he's walking. He's going to fall into the darkness, into the mysteries of the darkness. We put the cards here. This is the Magician, or the Magus. The only thing I didn't like, well, there's two things that I didn't like, but I still love this card, is that I wish it had the figure 8 there, but it has a thunder bolt. That doesn't bother me so much. I wish the altar was in front. The face expression, I love this ethnicities in this deck. I like that he kind of reminds me of somebody that I know, and you will see people in this deck that look Native American, Hispanic, African American, there's Asian, there's Caucasian, there's various different sexual groups. So you're going to see it as I'm showing you the deck. This is the High Priestess. And what I like about this High Priestess is that she is standing in 2 different pillars. They look 2 different shades of gray. And there is the rune, I think that's Petro. And that rune talks about secrecies, talks about mysteries, talks about secrecies, mysteries, magic, prophecy, wisdom. I like that she looks like she's onyx. Like if you were to stand in front of her, you would see your own reflection within her face and within her hands. She's holding a grimoire, a book of spells, and in the book you see her pointing down to what seems, from where I'm at, symbols of elements. I can't see that far, but symbols of elements, and you know, talks about magic. There's a baby there, so I like that. This is the Empress. Okay, very beautiful. She's green. Okay, so it represents the earth. I like that. I like that ox there. I love the color of her hair. It's black. You know, most decks, everyone is Caucasian, which is okay. But this deck is multiracial, which is one thing that I really like about this. This is the Emperor. Okay, a lot of people might not be comfortable with this card. I actually like it. I like that he's holding that staff with the crescent moon on. So it shows the balance of the feminine energy with the masculine energy. So I like that a lot. Okay, this is the Hierophant, and you see that in front of him there's a man. He looks like he's red. He's got a tail. It looks like a little devil's tail. There's a female. She's green. She's holding a crescent moon. He's got like a whip, some sacred book, and he's holding a whip, a sacred book. And you will notice that in that white sheet behind him, you see a little bit of a shadow of his face. So I like that. This is the Lovers. The Lovers is nice. I like it. The only thing I wish there was, it was the Cupid was up here somehow. But yes, it does talk about love, you know, the Lovers, union, balance. So I like that. This is the Chariot. I'm not used to the lotus flower on the Chariot. I get it. The Chariot's running away. I wish it was coming forward, but I still like it. Strength. Very beautiful. I love that lion. Looks like Aslan. You know, from The Witch, I forgot the name of the movie, but it looks like the lion Aslan. Very beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards, the Hermit. I always, whenever I look for a deck, or I look at a deck, I always look at the Hermit, or 2 of the cards that I always look for. And this is the Hermit, and I love the colors. I like that he's holding a candle. There is an hourglass right here by his waist. I actually like this Wheel of Fortune, and instead of the 4 evangelicals, you have a flower to represent spring, a leaf to represent summer, an autumn leaf, and a snowflake to represent winter. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. So I think it's very beautiful. This is Justice. Justice is very beautiful. I wish he was standing a little bit forward instead of sideways like that. But I mean, I wish you could see. I don't know if you can even see the expressions on these cards. I mean, they're just amazing. This is one of the cards that I've always looked for. One of my favorite cards is the Hangman. I like it, but I wish that he was kind of hanging so that the trunk would be down here somewhere. And it shows self-sacrifice. You can see the runes around the trunk of the tree. The only thing, and I like the dark and the light. This talks about self-sacrifice, okay, sacrificing of oneself, giving of oneself. I just wish it was backwards, okay. It's still beautiful. This is a traditional death card, okay. And then we come. Who is this guy? Temperance. Oh, Temperance is Mercury. Looks like Mercury on this card. Okay. The Devil. I like this Devil. A lot of people get intimidated by the Devil card. I actually like it. I like that his feet are serpents. And I like that this demon right here, or this lower level spirit, is shackled down by chains, while this feminine spirit, or this feminine demon, or whatever it is shackled down by flowers. Look at the details on that card. This is the Tower. Very nice card. The only thing I didn't like about the Tower is these lightning bolts. That's the only thing. I like that it represents, if you know the tarot, you know what the tarot, the tower represents. And I like that they're trying to escape from the tower, and this gentleman, or this man right here, is kind of like holding them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are gonna, this is your last day. This is the Star. Beautiful card. And it looks like a transvestite. The only thing I didn't like is the face. Not that I have any problems with transvestite, or transgender individuals. I think that the face should have been a little bit more beautiful. I don't know. I did, but and I wish it was naked. And like usually the Star is. It just represents more freedom to me than clothed in like that. But the face, something about that face, I don't know. I'm trying to get the blur, was it blur? But still amazing. This is the Moon card. Traditional moon cards with the phases of the moon. You got the waning, the full, and the waxing. Or the waxing, full, and waning. You got the wolf and the dog and the crab. This is the Sun. Okay, it looks like a mother with what do you call those? Spinning machines, and her two babies, her two children. I don't know if you can see the colors. I mean, me recording it doesn't do any justice. I like this Judgment. A lot of people often see an angel on the Judgment card. People often see an angel, but right here you see a hand coming from the heavens. There's a moon. There's a cauldron there, and there's an individual there suffering, but one seems like it's more elevating, more, so it's Judgment. It works very well. This is one of my most favorite of ever world cards. I like it. I love this African American woman. This is very beautiful. Again, the four evangelicals are not shown here, so you see the flower for spring, the leaf for summer, and then over here for fall, and the snowflake for winter. Very beautiful. Now we're going to go into the cups, and the cups here represent spring. Okay, it represents the element of water. This is the Ace of Cups. This is the Two of Cups. On this card, you see an African American gentleman and a Caucasian gentleman, and they look pretty much in love. They look like they're just lovers, and it works it's very beautiful. Okay, on this deck, it's all races, all cultures, all sexual preferences. This is one thing that I like about it. Here, the Three of Cups, you see two women and a gentleman. They're dancing over water. Usually it's three women, and it works very well. Here's the Four of Cups. The Five of Cups. This card is one of the cards that I didn't like because it just doesn't feel like the other cards. I mean, I understand that it talks about childhood and your past, okay? But everyone in this deck is dressed kind of like, I don't know. These people kind of look like they're dressed in the 1950s. It doesn't go with the deck, but the art is still amazing. I can still overlook it. I love the Seven of Cups. I love that there's the symbols of, you know, there's the moon, there's Mars, there's Mercury, there's the sun, Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. That's a beautiful card. Traditionally, this card right here, you'll often see this gentleman walking away, but he's kind of standing there in front of the altar. So it kind of gives it a different feel to the card. I love that this jinn, let me see if you can see the face without me getting it blurry. The jinn is coming out of one of the center cup of the Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups, merriment, happiness, joy. You can see it in that card. This is the Page of Cups. This Page of Cups confuses me because it actually reminds me of Three of Cups. Usually the Page of Cups is just one individual. Here you have three individuals, but if you understand the interpretation of reading the tarot, it will make sense. But if you don't, a lot of people will confuse this with the Three of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. Look at this Queen of Cups. She reminds me of, look at how beautiful she is. Look, I don't know if you can see that expression. I don't want to get the blur. Is it blurriness? But look at that Queen of Cups. And I love that there's no borders. I like that the names of the cards is right there and it's in a bronze color. So it really doesn't distract from the beauty of the cards. Over here we have the King of Cups. Looks like Neptune. Very wise, very old. Wise man. Now we're going to go into the Pentacles. The Pentacles represent Earth. It represents the element of North. And in these Pentacles, instead of coins, the Pentacles are going to be stone. Okay? So now we're entering, what are we entering? I think this would be the summer, okay? So that's the Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. I just love these cards. I like how this guy. Now this card right here, you can see the greed in it. You can see the miserly. Okay. Actually reminds me of a neighbor of mine. Look at the face. Look at the facial expression on that. Reminds me of a neighbor of mine. You can see the gentleman in this card behind the lady looks Native American. I like that. Very beautiful. This card right here reminds me of St. Jude. Very charitable. The Saint of Hope, you know what I'm saying? Lost causes. So that was kind of like snuck in there. I love that there you can see all the ethnicities in the cards. The Pentacles here are represented by stones. So they represent the element of earth. This is a Page of Coins. Look at this Knight of Coins, Native American. He said, no, it looks like an angry squirrel. Look at how beautiful this Queen of Pentacles is. I'm trying to get my thumb in the middle. Sorry about that. Art is amazing. This is the most handsomest King of Pentacles I've ever seen. I like that the pan is behind him. And I can't remember who this is right here with the grapes. So this represents the element of earth and it is summer. Wands is represented by air here. This is the Ace of Wands, so it's represented by air and fall. This is Two of Wands. This is such a beautiful Three of Wands. Look at her. Four of Wands. I think what was it? Two of Cups, if I'm not mistaken, was two men. Was it Two of Cups? I don't remember. But anyways, the Four of Wands is two women. Happy home, and they are hand fasting. It's a union. Happy home. I like this Five of Wands. What's interesting is here's this Asian gentleman. He has a 5-pointed star, and then you have all these, and he's just smiling in the background. And you have all these other guys over here. They're all competing to see who's stronger, who's the strongest man. And then there's this little beehive. So usually you never underestimate the small people, the small ones. So I like that the beehive is there, and he's just smiling. He's like, "Que chorro pendejo." I would follow her into any war, into any battle. Look at how beautiful and graceful and confident she is. I'm trying to get my fingers in the way. The facial expressions, the colors are beautiful. This one is a nice card. It's typical of what you'd see in this card. I don't understand this bird there with this cape. Kind of reminds me of Superman. Sorry. This one is a little whimsical, but I get it. Like maybe he's falling back. He's got too much. See the sticks falling on the ground. He's carrying too much, so maybe he's falling back, and you get maybe the image that he's gonna fall back, and he's tripping on himself. A Page of Wands is an African American, handsome. I love the fall colors. Looks very realistic, like you could go in there and touch the tree and smell it. The Knight of Wands looks like a hawk or an eagle he's flying on. The Queen of Wands. I love the colors of fall in this airy wand. And then the King of Wands. I like those fall colors. The swords here are represented by the element of fire. Okay. And that's the Ace of Swords. This is the Two of Swords. This is the Three of Swords, and here, the swords. I guess it makes sense. It represents the element of north, winter, the stinging of a blade. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. This is the most beautiful Three of Swords I have ever seen. Betrayal. I like that. Four of Swords. I like the snow and the winter in the background, and the wolves and the dogs. Look at that. Kind of tells a story. Looks like I love this card of Journey. This is one of the most amazing decks I've ever seen. I love that there's no border. This guy, what's he taking? What's he stealing when everyone's falling asleep? What's he walking away from? He's sneaky. Look at that. Isn't that nice? She doesn't see the hope behind her. The sun is still shining. There's still hope for her. She's too busy focused on her suffering and her loss in front of her. This man, he's just completely lost. Whatever the battle, he lost. And the wolves are gonna consume his flesh. And this page of swords, I'm like, when I first saw that sword, I mean, like, isn't it a little bit way too big for him? But then I got it. The page of swords, usually it's a young man with a very big ego. You know what I'm saying? And he's holding that ego nice and tight, and you can see it in his face. He's got an ego on him. Okay? You can see that. I mean, at first I'm like, wow, that sword is way too big, but it makes sense. He's holding all his ego. He thinks that by having the biggest sword, he's the strongest. The Knight of Swords. I think he's riding a white, it looks like a white bull. Look at that. The Queen of Swords. I like her, but she doesn't look, I mean, she looks confident and all that, but she looks a little too friendly for me. I like my Queen of Swords to be a little bit more, more fiery, more, a strong-willed woman, a strong-willed individual. And the last card is the King of Swords. Very nice. So do I recommend this deck? I do. I think this is one of the decks I'm going to read with the most. And it is titled The Spellcaster'S, the Modern Spellcaster'S Tarot. I love the box. Not that I'll use it. I'll probably use it for a trinket box or something. I don't know. Because I usually keep my tarot in a box. The book that comes with it, the companion booklet, I think I won't read it because I've been reading tarot for a long time, 29 years, almost 30 years. 29 years. I've been this October, 29 years. So this is like one of those little books that you would expect in a booklet. I recommend the Modern Spellcaster'S Tarot. Yes, I do. If you enjoy a Rider-Waite Tarot as the Rider-Waite Tarot or Rider-Waite clone as I do, I highly recommend it. I love the artwork. The little things that I didn't like about this deck, I can overlook. I like that every race is represented: African American, Hispanic, Asian, Caucasian. I love that the LGBT community is represented. I like that the deck is clean, that is not offensive. So I highly recommend it. It's $23. I hope that Llewellyn publishes more beautiful decks like this. I love that there's no borders. The only one problem that I really like, that I think is okay, is that the stock of the cards is a little thin, but that doesn't really bother me because cards are meant to be used. They kind of feel like playing cards, so it doesn't really bother me. So yes, I highly recommend the Modern Spellcaster'S Tarot, and I already have a home for them. This is a box that my godson made for me. So this is one of the decks that I definitely will be using a lot. In closing, I just want to promote my godson's business. I left the link down below. My godson is making leather. My godson, David Villafane, and his wife, Marcela Villafane, they have an Etsy shop where they do spiritual panuelos, Madama dolls. He is starting to make, this is his first tarot deck box that he made, and he gave it to me as a gift. And you can order one and have your own design, whatever design you want on it. You can have your name on it. I think this metal comes in, is it silver, brass, and I think it was gunmetal. I forgot what he said. And it latches on like that. So I'm leaving the link down below. If you're interested, he will be a good future espiritista, good future, and see the deck fits in there perfectly. And you can really work with him and have him design the type of box that you want. If you want to have your name, a logo, whatever symbol you want. So there's a link down below to their Etsy shop, and his name is David Villafane. His wife is Marcela Villafane. She does some beautiful Madama dolls. So I left the link down below. He's also going to be working on future journals. He's going to be selling journals, books of shadows, grimoires, and tarot boxes, tarot boxes. This is the one that he first, one of his first boxes. I asked him for this design, because I used this design in one of my grimoires. And so yeah, the link is down below. Go check it out. This is his first box, and he's gonna be a great espiritista, great Sancista someday. I have much faith in him. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. I'm just giving a special shout out to David Villafane y Marcela Villafane. Check their Etsy shop. It's just opened up, and he'll work with you. He'll design a kind of box that you like. So check the link down below.